Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I'm coming on today to do my NEWTS TBR. If you do not know what the NEWTS are, I will link Book Roast, who is hosting. It's the Magical Readathon, and then this part of it is the NEWTS. I did the Owls in April and completed them all, which gives me the opportunity to try to complete all 36 of the challenges for the NEWTS. This is quite a large readathon. She started it last year. I did participate in both of them last year. Had a lot of fun. This year she's added where you can try for different careers. I am trying for 2 at once, so I'm doing a double major. I'm trying for a librarian and a magizoologist. I couldn't decide, so you know. So I decided that I'm going to try for all 36. I have picked mostly thin books. There are a couple of larger books, but I've got a lot of graphic novels and a lot of smaller books, so it's doable if I just, you know, put my head into this and do what I have planned. It's definitely doable. So the NEWTS are the second group of testing that the wizards do at Hogwarts. So that's kind of where she's based, where Book Roast, where G from Book Roast, where this is all based around is Harry Potter. So, like I said, I will link Book Roast's channel or the announcement down below, and then she's got links for all kinds of stuff. She has stuff you can print. Unfortunately, my printer doesn't work, but she's made a whole thing with the careers where you can print things and it tells you about them, and she just, amazing what she does. But anyway, so there are, the way the NEWTS work, okay, the Owls are, it's simple. You have 12 classes, you just read one book for each class, and that's it. You cannot double up, because it's like you're taking a class, and if doubling up is cheating. So you can't do that. So with the NEWTS, you again have the 12 classes, but you have the different levels. You have acceptable, oh fudge, it's A, E, O. I know O is outstanding. Why did I not write these down? And E, I can't remember what E is. But anyway, there's 3 different levels. You have to read the A first, then the E, and then the O. And I know you guys are yelling at me that are doing this. I know, you're yelling at me. E is, but for right now, my brain just, I can't think of it. So, okay. So I have the prompts right here. We're going to go through them in alphabetical order through each class and what each prompts. So there are 36 books. I'm not really going to go over too much about what these are about unless I'm kind of excited about them, and then I might go into it a little. But I just wanted to let you know what I was reading for this. I do have a lot of physical books. So yeah. So let's just go ahead and get into this because it's going to take forever as it is. Okay. So our first class is Ancient Runes. And for the A in Ancient Runes, it's Awaz, which means partnership, and that is recommended by a friend. Now this book was recommended on Reader's channel. Well, I think it was, I don't know which channel they were on, but they were in a live. Him and Complete Melanie was on a live, and we were talking about James Patterson books, and he commented that he really liked this book. And it sounded interesting to me, and when I saw this challenge, I thought of it, and my library has it. So this is James Patterson's Sundays at Tiffany's. There is a movie for this also, and its general synopsis is it's about a girl who had an imaginary friend as a child, and now as an adult, the imaginary friend is suddenly alive. Yeah, so that sounded cool. Okay, so that's number 1. Ugh. All right, so for E, it's book written in past tense, and I decided to do a middle grade book, and that is Crenshaw by Catherine Applegate. And obviously it's about a boy and his cat. But I think the cat is imaginary kind of thing, or magical, one or the other, or maybe both. I don't know. But it sounded cute, and I don't know. I love the cover, and yeah, and it's thin. So yeah, perfect. All right. So the oh yeah, and these are all ones I have to do for the library. So for the O, I decided, and I currently have this on hold at my library, but I do have it on my Kindle already. But that's Legend by Mary Lou. This is a series. A lot of people have read this one. I haven't read it yet. I did read her other series, which I can't think of right now. My camera is not wanting to cooperate. But yeah, so I decided, oh yeah, book that I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. Okay, so for the O, it's a book that has been on your TBR for ages. For that one, I chose Legend by Marie Lou, because I've read her other series, which I cannot remember right now, and really enjoyed it. So, and a lot of people read this one before they read that one, or a lot of people have enjoyed this one more, and so I decided to read this one. Right now, at this moment, I cannot think about what it's about. So, yeah. But it's okay, because, yeah, it's okay. But you know, I'm reading this, and like, when I do what I've decided, instead of having 36 books at the end of all this that I'm doing, I decided what I'm going to do instead is to do it in groups of 3 classes at a time, so it'll be just 9 books. So you'll have 3 wrap-up videos as I'm going through. And okay, here it is. Here's my next group. Oh, okay. So the next group is Arithmancy. And for the first one, it's a book that ends on an even number page. This one ends on 348. I own this book. It's the Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moria Fowle Doyle. And to my knowledge, which I didn't know when I bought this is also a queer book. I don't know how, because I haven't read it yet, but I will let you know later on if I can. Sometimes I don't like you to know, because sometimes it's a hidden thing. But if it's an obvious thing, I'll let you know. But if not, I'll just let you know, yeah, it is queer. But yeah, I thought, and isn't this a gorgeous cover? But I thought, yeah, this is the perfect time to read this. And it ends on an even number page. Okay, so the next one for the E, read a standalone. And I'm so excited. I'm going to read With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I loved Poet X by her. It was amazing. And this one has to do with cooking. And I love books that have to do with cooking and baking and things. And I just want to show you, if I can show you. Do you see that in the cover? Isn't that gorgeous? It's just, I love when naked books are beautiful. But anyway, so I'm kind of excited to read this one because it's by her and because it's about food. So yeah, so there's that one. And then the O for this one is a book that's longer than 350 pages. I decided on A Slice of Heaven by Cheryl Woods. And this one is 394 pages. And shame on somebody, they pulled this out. Wow. Oh, it's because there was a coupon or something there. Oh, that's awful. Why do they do that? Because it's a library book. I hate when people do that. So anyway, yeah. So this is definitely, and this is a romance. It's about a restaurant kind of thing. So this is another one. So I told you I like ones about restaurants and things like that. So, okay. So we have, the next one is Astronomy, which is this group right here. So Astronomy for A, it's a moon on the cover or anywhere in the title. I picked this one, which is Life as We Knew It by Susan Beth Pfeiffer? I don't know. Maybe it's Pfeffer. It kind of looks like Pfeffer. Who knows? But anyway, as you can see, there's a big moon on this. And this is an apocalyptic book where the moon is going to crash into us. for anybody that knows me, if it's zombie or apocalyptic, I'm all there. So, yeah. And it's got a beautiful moon on the cover. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that one. And then we have E for E. It's the word night on in the book title or in the series name. And I saw this cute little graphic novel. It's Courtney Crumb and the Night Things, by Ted Nafi. And I just thought this was so cute. It is black and white, which I don't tend to like black and white, but I don't know. I think it's kind of like, almost like a Scary Tales kind of a book, and it's a graphic novel, so it's short. So I thought, why not? And then for O, read a sci-fi book or book with stars on the cover. I could have easily done the sci-fi, which you'll see sci-fi represented later. But I wanted to read this, and if you've watched my Reading Rush wrap-up, I had to read another book instead of this one for that. And this does have stars on the cover, so I picked this for that, even though this is more of a fantasy than a sci-fi, but it still has stars on the cover, so we're counting it. And I get to read this too. Oh, it's by Jonathan Stroud. And it's the first book in the Bartimaeus trilogy. It's called The Amulet of Samarkand. And it's about a young wizard a young wizard apprentice who summons a djinn, and things happen. Okay. Okay, then we have Care of Magical Creatures, and this is the first class that I have to have for Magizoologist. So the first one, for the A, is Follow the Spiders. Why couldn't it be the Follow the Butterflies? Ha ha ha. And you need this one, you need to do a book starting with A. And for that one, I'm rereading this one, but it's A Cornet's Quest, by Anne McCaffrey and Margaret Ball. If you don't know who Anne McCaffrey is, she is an amazing author. She's passed on unfortunately now, but and it's by Anne McCaffrey and Margaret Ball, but Anne McCaffrey wrote the Dragon Riders of Pern series. If you love dragons, I highly recommend that you check out that series. She also wrote this series, which I own the first one. I had read it months ago, but this is the second one, and it's all about this unicorn girl. If you can see, she does, I don't know if you can really see, but she does have a little horn right there. So, and then this one, they don't do a good job on these, pretty much, sometimes on these older covers of conveying, but she is kind of a mixture of a human and a unicorn. And I love unicorns, and see, it starts with an A. So, let me put this here. So for E, it's a book under 300 pages, and I decided on another graphic novel, and this is Castle in the Sky Volume 1 by Hayao Miyazaki. Why do I not know how to pronounce this? Anyway, so, and I was looking at it, and I think it's basically they've captured the story as it was in the movie, but I haven't seen the movie, so that's okay. So I thought I'd try that one. And then the last one is Spongify, Spongify, which is a softening charm for read a paperback book. And as you can see, this is a paperback book. This is Plain Perfect. This is an Amish book that I've been wanting to read. It's actually an Amish series. This is the first book by Beth Wiseman. She's an Amish author that I have discovered that I really enjoy. So I decided to give her a try. And even though it's a larger paperback, it's still paperback. Okay, so that's our first group. Next page. Okay. So our next one is Charms, which I have to read to be a magizoologist. And then the first one is to read a book that you think has a gorgeous cover. And for this one, Now, I do not have this one yet. I have it on hold at my library, and I'm hoping it comes in. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even mention. This is a month-long readathon. Through the whole month of August. So hopefully it comes in sometime. But that is The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. I do have the second and third books in this series. And the thing up there says magic lives in our darkest corners. So, yeah, it sounded good. It sounded interesting. And it does have a, oops, sorry. It does have a beautiful cover. To me, at least, it does. With all the purple and the moon and the stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so the next one is to read a graphic novel. And for that one, I picked Through the Woods, stories by Emily Carroll. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a little while. And so I thought this was a perfect time to read this. And it's got, I mean, gorgeous art. So, yeah. So I decided to read that. So our next one for the O is Grab Onto Foxtail. Read a book with a bird on the cover. I'm so excited for this one. This is going to be Song of the Dead. And as you can see, that is a bird on the cover. This is by Sarah Glenn Marsh. It is the second book in the Reign of the Fallen series. And I really enjoyed Reign of the Fallen, which I just recently read. It's all about a queer necromancer. And yeah, a lot of stuff happens in that book. And I'm really excited to see what adventures that they find themselves going on in this one. Okay. All right. So then we have Defense Against the Dark Arts. For A, it's Book That's Black Under the Dusk Jacket. And for this one, I picked Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shannon McGuire. This is the third in the Wayward Children's series. And if you can see, it is black. See, it's black. So, and it's short, which is good. So, yeah, I can't really tell you much about this except for it's about children who have come back from portal worlds and kind of what happens to them after, basically. And they each are kind of different. I didn't really like the first one, loved the second one, so I'm hoping I will like this one too. And isn't that a gorgeous cover? Just love it. Okay, then the next one is Gilderoy's Memory Charm. It's the first book that you remembered just now from your TBR. When she was doing this on the video, she told us to grab a pen and write it down. And luckily, I was kind of thinking of books that I wanted to read. And I have one that a series that I've been doing. And then I knew I needed to fit into this. And so I just kind of thought about that and did that. Which is the last Artemis Fowl book. Which is Artemis Fowl, The Last Guardian by Ian Colfer. I've been reading one of these a month with a group of lovely people. And they have live shows. And this is the last one, and I'm kind of sad that it's over, even though I think there is a series with the twins, so I don't know, but yeah, so I'm excited to read this. And it's about a boy, and we're growing up with him in these books, but it's about a boy genius and fairies. Yeah, and they're not the kind of fairies you're thinking either. They're pretty unique. So okay, and then the last one for O is Cornish Pixie, Swatted Away, with a book written by an English author or set in England. For that one, I chose Pantomime by Laura Lamb. Now, this one I might have to switch also, because I'm on hold for this one at my library also. And this is supposed to be a queer carnival or queer circus, one of the two, story. That's all I need to know. Yeah. And it's supposed to be really good. Okay. So the next one is Divination for A. Read a white book. I chose this one, which is Between Shades of Gray. It's mostly white on the cover, but if you look, the actual book itself is also white. So to me, this works because it is mostly white. There is a little blue, but we're just going to ignore that and go with the mostly white. And this is by Readathon. I think that's how you pronounce her name. If not, I apologize. But this is another World War II story. And I'm excited because I loved the other one. And of course, it's not going to mention the other one anywhere. Hold on again. Hold on here. Anyway, I really am enjoying, or enjoyed the first one that I read from her. And so I thought, when I saw this cover and I knew that there was a white, I thought, oh, good. Good reason to read that. Okay. So, for the E, I'm so excited. At first, I had the CDs. I hadn't listened to them yet. But then I saw that the library got the actual book. And that is Flight or Fright. It's edited by Stephen King and Bev Vincent. There's actually stories in here. 17 different stories by 17 different authors. Stephen King actually has one in here. And so does his son, Joe Hill. So I'm really excited. And they're all about flying, you know, things having to do with flying, crashing, dying, you know, things like that. Oh, but in this one is read a short story, or a collection of short stories, and I'm going to read the whole thing. It's not that long. So, but yeah, see, there he is. There he is. So, and if you're curious, there's some of the stories. Like we have Arthur Conan Doyle. To see, there's Joe Hill, Ray Bradbury, even one from Roald Dahl, who is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So yeah, excited about that one. Actually, I'm excited about a lot of these. Then for O for divination, we have read the last book you bought or took from the library, which is not. It's gonna be kind of true, kind of not, because I'm doing this and I still have holds, so I'm kind of cheating on this one, but we're going to do this anyway. It's going to be White Hot Kiss from Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is the first book in the Dark Elements. I just read her Gargoyle one. Storm and Fury. Oh, I can't believe I actually just finished Storm and Fury, which is her brand new book, which is it was amazing, and that actually has some characters from this in that, but it's not the main characters. And so reading that one made me want to go back and find out the rest of their stories. And so this is that series. So I thought I would read this one before I continued with that series as she comes out with them, if that makes any sense. So yeah, and this is gargoyles and demons, and yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so the next one is herbology. Oh yeah, and I needed charms for Magizoologist, if I didn't tell you. Defense Against the Dark Arts for librarian. For herbology, that's one I need for Magizoologist. And the first one, the A, is Mandrake. Quick, put your headphones on. Listen to an audiobook. Which I do have the audiobook of this too, but I kind of either like to read with it, or I like to keep track, because I keep track of my pages, so I like to have a physical copy whenever I listen. And this is Fire by Kristen Kishore. I have checked this out before. I didn't get to it. It's the second Graceling, they say, but it's a companion. But people have told me to definitely read this one before I read the next one, which I think it's called Bitter Blue, I think. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to listen to this, even though it's kind of thick. Yeah, so that's that. And it's about, this world is where they have graces, and from the Graceling, it's her grace is killing people. So I don't know what this one is about. I don't need to know. I loved that one and decided I wanted to continue. And then we've got, so for the next one, read a book between 350 and 390 pages. This one is 375. And it's Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardust. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But it's a Snow White, I think, retelling. I don't know a lot about this, but I have heard a couple people say it was really good. And so I decided I would get that. And it's, like I said, 375, I think. I think it's 375. 372, sorry. See, when I count pages, I don't count acknowledgement pages or anything. I just count the actual pages of the story. So, yeah, it's 372. So anyway, yeah, there's that one. Okay, and then the last one is Read a Book with a Flower on the cover. And this one I have also had before in the past, but I didn't get to finish it. And that's Winter Song by S.J. Jones. This is supposed to be a labyrinth retelling. That's all I know, and it's got a beautiful white rose on the cover. So yeah. Alrighty, guys, almost down to the last here. So the next one is History of Magic. This is the last one I need for an actual career. This is for the library, and it's just an easy one. Read a fantasy. And for this one, I chose, hold on one second, I gotta do my Kindle. I chose The Everlasting Rose by Danielle Clayton, and this is the second book to The Bells. I listened, I think I listened to that one on audio. Really enjoyed The Bells, and I've been wanting to read this second one, and so this is my perfect opportunity to read this. This is about a world who pretty much everybody is ugly, and the bells are born to make people beautiful with their magic. That's basically. And then on this one it says the revolution is here on the cover. So then for that was for A. For E, it's read a book that includes a map. And I decided I was going to try to read Mirage by Samoya Dodd. This one, guys, hold in my library on hold. Actually through my e-library also. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this one or not. So I'm hoping to read this one. If not, I will find another book and to read with a map, and you will see that in my wrap-up. And I don't know a lot about this one, except I think this is about the girl. I think this one is about the girl who looks like the princess, and somebody's trying to kill the princess, and so she kind of, so she's like a body double almost. So, then O for that one is Tom Riddle's Diary, Fond Memory, Read a Favorite. And so I thought this would be a perfect time to reread The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is mine. I own this. I do actually own them all. So I thought, why not? So I decided, and it's relatively short. I know I can get through this really fast. And I haven't reread it in a while. So, yeah. I thought that perfect time for The Hunger Games. Okay. So our next class is Muggle Studies. For A, cover that includes an actual photo element, which means it has to have a picture. Ta-da! This is Lord Fenton's Folly by Josie S. Kilpack. It's a romance. It's a old, like Victorian or type romance. So I decided to pick that one. Then the E is book set in our real world. I chose Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. This is one where abortion has become illegal again, and how the women deal with it, and how the world deals with the women who deal with it. Basically. So I thought this was, especially the way things are going now, I thought this is a perfect time to read this book. And I've been wanting to read it. It's one that's on the bigger side, but it's still not huge. So, but yeah. Okay. And then the O is book written by a person of color. Okay, now this one, okay, now look. On here, okay, this is Hurricane Child. It says Karen Calendar. And I was supposed to look this up. But on the recent books, if you look things up, it doesn't have this name. It has Kaysen Calendar. And I believe they refer to themselves under the they, them pronoun. So that's how I'm going to do this. But this is Hurricane Child. And I believe this is a queer story. I think. Yeah, actually, I know it's a queer story. But it is about a girl who is born in a hurricane, and it's supposed to be, okay, is unlucky. And the little girl is 12, and she lives on St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, and she's liking a girl. So, yeah, sounded good. It's short, and I've been wanting to read this. So, okay. Now, 2 more, guys. We've got potions, Polyjuice Potion, read your friend's favorite book. This is several people have recommended this, and I've seen it on the videos. Sorry, guys, my legs are getting tired. And that is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. See, this is a sci-fi. I told you there was going to be some sci-fi books later on. And I don't know a lot about this except for that they are on a spaceship and stuff happens, and it's supposed to be really good. And yeah, so I got that one. And then House Ingredient book with the cover of your Hogwarts house. I am a Ravenclaw, which is blue, and so I got this one. This was not the original one that I was going to do, but I decided because this is like a light blue, and I loved beautiful creatures, and this is the second one, Beautiful Darkness by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This is one of those that are a little bigger, but I don't care because, like I said, I loved the first one, and it's got blue. It's blue. See? Blue. Might not be the right color blue, but it's still blue. It's just really light. I'm counting it because I want to read that book, and I couldn't. I already had all the other books, and this was one of the ones that I didn't have yet. So, yeah. Okay. And then O is a book that starts with a prologue. I finally got this one. It's been on hold with my Kindle for so long, but it's Tithe, a Modern Fairy Tale by Holly Black. And I'm so excited to read another fairy tale, or another fae tale by Holly Black. I loved The Cruel Prince. I loved The Wicked King. I loved that other one I read. Oh, shoot. It's where the boy's in a box. I can't remember the name of it. What is the name? I can't remember the name of it, guys. But anyway, there's another one that I absolutely love. And so I'm excited to be able to read another fae story by her. And then we have the last one is Transfiguration. I'll read a book with LGBTQIA representation. I am reading Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston, and this is the sequel to Heart of Iron. I've had this book since the 23rd of July, guys. I have been so patient and not read it yet. I've been waiting, and so I will be reading this definitely within the first week of August, because I am so want to read this one. I loved Heart of Iron. I gave it 5 stars. And it's amazing. It's another sci-fi. I just can't say enough. You guys need to read Heart of Iron. Just read it. Just read it. And then read a book that's not the first in the series. I don't have this one yet, but I'm like number 2 in line for this one for my ebook. And it's Walking Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This is the second one in Beautiful Disaster. I really enjoyed that one also. It's one I read recently, and it's about a girl who falls for a guy that she shouldn't. That's kind of all I'm going to say, because I went on and gushed about that in my wrap-up. And then the very last book is McGonagall. It's an O. McGonagall Does Not Mess Around. Read a book over 500 pages. And I chose this one, which is Love Unscripted by Tina Reber. Don't know a lot about this one. It just sounded good, and it's 550 or 560, 570 something. So it's definitely over 500 pages. So, but anyway, guys, that is my disaster. And I'm going to try to read all 36 books of these. I also have to finish my Queers Gone By, because it ends in August. I also have to finish up my Summer Romance Bingo. So it's not just, and some of these have crossed over. So you'll see these again in other TBRs for the Queers Gone By. But yeah, I'm trying to finish a lot. So definitely this month I'm going to try to read a lot of books. And yeah, I'm insane. So September, you might not see me much. They might put me in a funny farm somewhere. But I'm excited for all these books. So, and a lot of, I mean, there are some that are a little long, but a lot of them are really short and I think are going to be really quick reads. So I think I'll be okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this NEWTS TBR. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, if you want to read any of these. If you want to buddy read any of these, let me know. I do have some plans to read a few of these at the beginning of the month, but let me know and maybe we can, you know, set something up. And please remember to always be kind to one another, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!